So the latest Commitment of Traders report, or CR2 report, out of the CFTC figures are as of last Tuesday, even though it's released on Friday. So that means it kind of gives us a glimpse of where larger speculative traders were positioning themselves prior to that significant sell everything moment that we witnessed late last week. In the case of the US dollar, it was a significant outperformer, and you can see that in this case they were on the right side of the trade, holding a heavy long bias at 66%. However, they increased short positions, reduced long positions in the US dollar index, and that's the reason why the bias actually dropped, so they weren't really able to take full advantage of that move. And when it comes to the other FX majors, they reduced euro short positioning sizably, on the verge of shifting to majority long. Euro USD slid to 111, so they didn't time that one properly, but they were on the right side in terms of bias, whereas in the case of the pound, clearly on the wrong side. Heavy long 65%, GBP USD, its price plummeting from the 131, 132 all the way down into the 122s. And when it comes to safe haven, they were anticipating further risk off moves, so that's the reason why they shifted in both yen and franc to majority long. However, the fact is, when you have a sell everything moment and you've got a liquidity crunch, it's the US dollar that was outperforming, and that meant that they were on the wrong side of the trade for both yen and franc. Where they were on the right side, commodity currencies. They shifted to majority short in the Canadian dollar at last. Of course, the Canadian dollar has been an underperformer as of late because of its energy underlying getting hit because of oil prices. And when it comes to Australian and New Zealand dollars, they remain majority short. In the case of the AUD, its percentage bias rising to 68%. When it comes to oil, not much of a change there. They remain heavy long. In the case of IG client sentiment, they're in extreme long territory, so clearly they're hoping or anticipating some sort of move that can take energy prices back up. And where it really didn't work out in their favor last week was in the case of precious metals. They reduced both long and short positioning sizably in all four. However, in this case, they remain heavy to extreme long in all four precious metals. And when it comes to palladium, its price there alone, it dropped over 30% last week. So that was clearly a week for them to forget. And lastly, in indices, in this case, they continue to hold a majority long bias in both Dow and NASDAQ, as well as S&P 500 at a slight majority long, 51%.